Imagine being one of the greatest bodybuilders on the planet, standing on the most important stage in the world, and instead of applause, you hear boos. Sounds absurd, right? But this happened to Hadi Choopan, one of the most respected athletes in the world, faced one of the most humiliating situations in the final of the Mr. Olympia. What caused such a reaction from the crowd? What did Hadi do to be booed in front of millions of viewers? Stay with me until the end of this video, because today you'll discover the controversy that no one had the courage to reveal completely. Hadi Choopan was born in Shiraz, Iran, in a reality very different from most Mr. Olympia champions. His childhood was marked by financial limitations and lack of resources. He grew up in a country where the opportunity to stand out in bodybuilding was almost non-existent, with limited resources and a political and economic scenario that made his rise more difficult. Hadi saw bodybuilding as a way to stay motivated and focused, away from the social and economic issues around him. But what he didn't know is that his journey would demand much more than just physical strength. Bodybuilding entered Hadi's life as an escape valve. He started training with improvised equipment, often using handmade weights, bricks, and bars. There were no fancy gyms, no high-tech equipment like we see with many other athletes. Hadi was facing a harsh reality, but what he didn't know was that adversity would shape him in a unique way. Each repetition, each ounce of weight lifted, was a lesson not only for his body, but for his mind, determined, unshakable, and accustomed to fighting against all odds. The beginning wasn't easy, but he persevered. His dedication was impressive, and soon Hadi began to stand out in Iranian and later Asian bodybuilding scenes. His body, dense, symmetrical, and extremely conditioned, attracted attention. It didn't take long for his name to gain recognition beyond the borders of Iran. But the biggest obstacle was yet to come. The US, visa Iran, and the United States were experiencing intense political tensions, which made it difficult for Iranians to obtain a visa. For many years, Hadi's visa request was denied, preventing him from competing on the most important stage in the world, the Mr. Olympia. This barrier was painful for him because it meant that, despite all his potential, he was being kept from competing against the best bodybuilders in the world. But Hadi didn't let this defeat him. In 2019, he finally managed to enter the United States to compete in the Mr. Olympia, and his debut was overwhelming. He placed in the top 3 right away, surpassing well-known names and showing that he was there to fight on equal terms with the best. And for those watching, Hadi appeared to be more than ready. His physique was brutal. He was shredded, dense, aggressive in his poses, and his presence on stage was undeniable. As the years passed, Hadi solidified his place among the giants. In 2021, he placed 3rd again, and in 2022, he reached the ultimate dream of every bodybuilder. He was crowned Mr. Olympia. It was a historic moment not just for Hadi, but for Iran. For the first time, an Iranian athlete reached the absolute top in the world of bodybuilding. The celebration was intense. On stage, he was cheered like a hero, but in his home country, his victory was seen as a symbol of overcoming and triumph. However, not everything is smooth sailing for a champion. In 2023, Hadi returned to the stage to defend his title. He was even denser, with deep cuts and a threatening physical presence, ready to maintain his position. But what many didn't expect was the fierce clash between him and Derek Lunsford. The two displayed incredible physiques, and for many, the judges' decision could go either way. When the second-place name was announced and Hadi's name was called, the shock was visible. He was emotionally charged, and his reaction was clear. Pure disappointment. His face closed, his eyes distant, and the expression was clearly unsatisfied. But the worst was yet to come. Instead of applauding the champion, as the sport's etiquette dictates, Hadi turned his back on the stage, walked off abruptly, and didn't even do the traditional handshake with Derek. This gesture, which seemed simple to many, immediately triggered a reaction from the audience. Boos began to echo throughout the venue, and shouts of disapproval spread among the spectators. The internet exploded with videos and comments about Hadi's behavior, and the event became even bigger than just a bodybuilding competition. Have you ever felt wronged in something you gave your all to? Ever had the feeling that you deserved more but saw the prize slip away over small details? Comment here below with the word injustice if you've been through something like that. And if you think respect should always come first, comment respect always. I want to know where you stand. Back to the competition. Hadi's attitude was considered by many as unethical. After all, he was the reigning champion, an example for all bodybuilders, someone who should show composure even in defeat. Critics said he tarnished his image by not demonstrating the sportsmanship expected of a champion. To many, his reaction was a clear display of disrespect. But there is another side to this story. Hadi is known for his emotional intensity. He lives the sport with passion. Every detail of his preparation is taken to the extreme. Every rep, every meal, every minute of sleep is planned to perfection. Now imagine doing all of this for months, leaving your family, your homeland, investing everything you have physically and emotionally, and in the end, feeling robbed, feeling that despite all your effort, a simple judge's decision could have determined your fate unfairly. It's easy to judge from the couch, but in the heat of the moment, the pain can overflow. And there's more. The support from the public wasn't unanimous. In many regions of the world, especially among Iranians and hardcore bodybuilding fans, Hadi's attitude was seen as understandable. They defended him, saying that he was simply being true to himself. He didn't want to fake a smile. He didn't bow his head to a decision he didn't agree with. This sparked a heated debate on social media, bodybuilding forums, and even among former athletes. Derek Lunsford himself, in later interviews, commented that he was surprised by Hadi's attitude, but that he still respects Hadi as a competitor. And he said something important. On that stage, emotion speaks louder. We are all human. This episode opened a deep discussion about behavior, psychological pressure, and the role of athletes as public figures. How far should an athlete go to hide their frustration? What's the line between sincerity and disrespect? These questions continue to divide fans' opinions, but one thing is certain. Hadi Choopan didn't stop. Even with the criticism, even with the boos, he continued training. He returned to Iran, was greeted by passionate fans, and began a new preparation. The defeat didn't destroy him. On the contrary, it fueled his fire to come back and reclaim his throne. If you've made it this far, comment, "The wolf never gives up." It shows that you're authentic, that you stick with it until the end, and that you understand what it's like to have the spirit of a warrior. Bodybuilding is made of glory, but also of scars, of trophies, but also of boos. And athletes like Hadi Choopan are essential in showing that, behind every perfect pose, there is a story of struggle, pain, overcoming, and emotion. If this video made you see the sport in a new light, leave a like. It helps the channel a lot and motivates me to bring more real, intense, and human stories. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment here which athlete you want to see in the next video. Here, we tell what no one else dares to tell. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video, and remember, on the stage of life, what matters most isn't the trophy, but the courage to keep going, even after the boos.